Hi, today we're talking about active transport, endocytosis, and exocytosis. So, in active transport, the big thing that should jump out to everyone, well, two big things really, is this little like burst right here. Inside is the word energy. And so that should say to you right away that energy is required for this particular process. When we talk about energy within a cell, we're talking about ATP. So really, if this were 100% accurate, we would put, instead of energy here, it would be ATP. And in my hand-drawn notes that I've provided for you, I actually have put ATP there instead of energy, but I do use that same little like burst to represent energy. The next thing that should jump out to you about this process, or these processes that involve active transport, is that molecules are moving against a concentration gradient. So they're moving from an area where there's a low concentration. In this case, there's only 4 blue dots, and they're moving across the membrane through a protein. They're being pumped against like the natural direction, or against the concentration gradient. So there's a lot more of these blue dots inside, yet the molecules are still going across and being pushed against the concentration gradient. And they're pushed against the concentration gradient by ATP. And these things here, these are called protein pumps. And it's this active transport that allows for a balance to remain in cells. So cells don't get overwhelmed, so that they can function properly and do whatever job they need to do. And that process of essentially a cell being able to do what it needs to do, that's called homeostasis. And we'll be talking about that in a little bit. In this next concept, we have, and I'm just going to see if I can do this. There we go. We have endocytosis, where a cell takes in material. So here is the material. Oftentimes, endocytosis involves consumption of food, if you will. So this becomes like a food vacuole. And then we can see that the cell membrane has essentially engulfed the entirety of this blue blob here. And then that membrane gets broken down, that blue blob gets digested. And we can also have the endocytosis of very large materials. We call that phagocytosis. And there's also this concept of exocytosis. So again, we have large materials. This would be potentially like a waste. Large materials. Here we have, a vesicle. And this vesicle is going to actually fuse with the membrane here. Everybody see, it's kind of gotten so close, it actually fuses, and then the material is expelled, or removed, if you will, from the cell. So that is just a quick kind of overview of active transport, endocytosis, and exocytosis. Again, each of these processes requires energy. Thanks again.